Alright, this is exercise video number 23, and for my exercise today, I ran 6 miles outside with a pace of 10 minutes and 30 seconds per mile. And so during this exercise, to relate this to what we're learning right now in XPhys, every time I would breathe in, so I would inspire, I'm increasing the volume of air in my lungs, so I'm increasing the volume in my lungs and my ribs flare. And then my diaphragm, which is this little thin sheet of a muscle sitting underneath my lungs, contracts. And so it goes like that, like it goes down, and then my lungs expand, and so the pressure and then drops, but you're increasing the volume. And then the oxygen is picked up by the capillaries in those alveolar sacs, and then carried off to whatever tissues needs it. And then whenever I expire or exhale, then the volume in my lungs is decreasing, the diaphragm is relaxing, and the pressure increases because the volume is decreasing. And so whenever you get a smaller volume, there's less area, and so the pressure increases. And so whenever that oxygen is delivered to my tissues, so hemoglobin is what picks up oxygen, and so that hemoglobin is picking up that oxygen. And as we know, whenever blood leaves the heart, it's leaving from the right ventricle through the pulmonary arteries to go to the lungs to get oxygenated. Then it enters back into the heart through the left atria. And directly from the left ventricle, you go to the aorta. And in the aorta, there's a coronary artery which delivers blood to your heart, that oxygenated blood, because you do need oxygen in your heart to keep your heart going as well. And so immediately you get that delivery of oxygen to your heart in order to use that oxygen ultimately in that third electron and third pump in the electron transport chain to keep the whole system going, because you need to keep your heart going at all times, of course. And so immediately you get that oxygen delivery to the heart, for the heart to use it. And so percent saturation of hemoglobin and the pressure of O2 is 100% in the lungs, and then the heart would be slightly to the left of that on the oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve. And then eventually, once that blood actually gets out to my working tissue, so if I'm running, my gastroc, my soleus, my quads, so once it gets to all of those working tissues, the percent saturation of hemoglobin is going to be very small, because you don't want your hemoglobin to be saturated. You want that oxygen to come off of your hemoglobin so that you can use it in those muscles. And so percent saturation is going to be pretty small. It's going to be about 40%.